How's it going? So, before I get into this video, take a look at this Reddit post. In it, someone says they have a good internet connection that supports up to 300 megabits per second. But when they got a TP-Link router, you can see an image of the router on the right, their internet speed was capped at just 100 megabits per second. And this isn't an isolated issue. Everyone who has bought a budget home router seems to be experiencing the same problem: capped internet speeds. Here's another example. Take a look at these images. What do you notice they all have in common? False advertising, right? By the end of this video, you'll find out for yourself what's really going wrong in the so-called budget-friendly router market. Let's understand this with the help of a visual diagram. Here, we have an ISP router providing an active internet speed of up to 300 megabits per second. Connected to it is a TP-Link Archer C5 router and two laptops, Laptop A and Laptop B. All devices are connected using Cat5e Ethernet cables, which are gigabit capable and work well within the 100-meter range. As you can see, Laptop A is receiving the full 300 megabits per second speed, while Laptop B is capped at just 100 megabits per second. From this visual example, it's clear that the Archer C5 router is limiting the speed to 100 megabits per second, failing to deliver the full potential of the internet connection we're actually paying for. Now that we have an idea of the problem, let's go behind the scenes to understand the actual issue with the router. This is a TP-Link WR820N router, and if you take a closer look at the LAN and WAN pins, you'll notice something important. The 4 pins on the WAN and LAN interfaces are the real culprits causing the capped speed issue. Why? Because this budget home router is not hardware capable of providing speeds beyond 100 megabits per second. To achieve speeds higher than 100 megabits per second, all 8 pins need to be working together. Even if you're using a properly encoded Ethernet cable with a T568B or T568A configuration, it's of no use if the router itself doesn't support all 8 pins. And wait. Remember at the beginning of the video when I mentioned false advertising? Take a look at this. The TP-Link N300 router, listed on Amazon, is advertised as capable of speeds up to 300 megabits per second. But here's the catch. If you look closely, the 300 megabits per second refers to Wi-Fi speeds, not the LAN or WAN interfaces. This means that the router can only provide a speed of 300 megabits per second in repeater mode for extending Wi-Fi coverage, which sounds absolutely crazy. It's not just one example. Take a look at this. The TP-Link AC750 advertised as offering speeds of 750 megabits per second on the 2.4 gigahertz wireless band. And here's another one that's even crazier, up to 867 megabits per second. I mean, where are these numbers even coming from? Even if you somehow manage to get a stable wireless speed of 300 megabits per second, it's still completely useless, because the LAN interface will always be capped at 100 megabits per second. And this is exactly where the false advertising comes into play. If these routers aren't capable of delivering the actual speeds they claim, then why advertise like this? It's a complete marketing blunder. For someone who doesn't have much technical knowledge, they'll fall into this trap and end up blaming their ISP for the issue. Crazy, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.